Hi. Okay, I'm gonna do this in one take, and this is gonna go a little bit everywhere. I've tried to film this once now. I'm hoping this will be the last time. Just one take, no editing anything out. Just single-handedly raw footage of me just talking to my phone at 9 p.m. So, I wanted to talk about a couple things, you know, like here and there. So, this wasn't awkward the first time. I don't know why it is now. I originally wanted to talk about mental health and my mental health and my journey, but at the same, I feel okay. Let's talk about my journey. My journey into 2019. That's a good title. So, middle school was really messy for me. Like those 3 years. This is all school related. This is not home life related or anything because that's like in a whole nother topic and that's personal, you know. So, school wise is what I'm covering here besides like my mental health. So, school wise, my middle school years were messy. 6th grade was actually, I think, the only year in middle school that I didn't have like a lot of drama. Because that's the year I met this girl I used to hang out with and we were like best friends and there was like no drama and everyone was cool with me. But 7th grade came along, drama happened, and it got progressively worse. Some of it I'll take credit on, some of it I won't. However, I feel like, I don't know, so I don't want to drag her name into it, but one of my old friends from middle school, I had drama with her freshman year, which is last year. And she came back, she moved back, and I started talking to her again. Did that make sense, talk to her again? Did that sound English? I don't know. I'll rewatch it later and then be mad at myself. So, she came back and we started talking again, and it was great, but I guess she asked people who have not talked to me since middle school how I was. And I guess a lot of them said that they still don't like me. And like, that's fine, you know, like I'm not gonna sit here and complain about people not liking me. That's completely fine. You can dislike me all day long. That's not really going to stop me from like what I'm passionate about and what I want to do. So sorry if that makes you like upset. But I feel like people need to appreciate that the 7th grade Meg that walked into that school is not the same one who's like halfway through her sophomore year. I feel like that applies to everyone I went to middle school with. Like, I feel like we're all kinds of different people now. You know, like most of us have grown out of immaturity. And I'm actually like really happy for like, you know, all the people I went to middle school with who are like in my class and are probably watching this and probably hate me. Like, I'm really happy for y'all. I genuinely, some of y'all annoy me sometimes. I'm not gonna front, but like, I'm not gonna speak on it. I'm not gonna disrespect y'all. But I just feel like it's underappreciated that everyone's like growing up, but I feel like some of us hold on to grudges from the past, and I don't think that's like good for your mental health like at all. Like, people who have done me wrong, you know, throughout school, I think people need to come to terms with that it's just middle and high school. That I graduate in like, what, 2 years now? In 2 years, I'm not going to be stressing about something that happened in the 8th grade. And I feel like people kind of trip out over the fact that like, oh, well, this happened then. That's her entire character. No, it's not. It needs to be more appreciated that people grow up and people develop and they become their own person. And that means that all that stuff that they did is probably stuff that they don't do anymore. So, I don't know, I felt like I needed to make something that meant a lot to me in 2019 because my first video 2019 was kind of just like, hey, threw this together last minute because I needed a video. I don't know, I feel like I walked into 2019 with all these expectations of like, oh, this is gonna be my year. I didn't say like new year, new me, but like I definitely had a list of resolutions, and it's not like, you know, eat healthier, exercise, be friendly. It's like, you know, I want to get my nose pierced. I want to, you know, try eyelash extensions or false eyelashes because I hate how short my lashes are. But it's stuff like that. It's things that I think I can actually accomplish and take responsibility for. I think when people put like, be positive or exercise more. It's things that like they see other people doing and they're like, oh, well, that seems like the good motivated lifestyle, I should be a part of that. But I feel like people need to understand that like not everyone's gonna reach that level of a mindset just because a new day comes, you know? Like there's a lot of pressure when it comes to New Year's to go out and do something, to completely like chop off your hair, you know, start over. And it's like, no, like you can do that like any day of the 365 days there is in a year. Like you can do that anytime. It is not something that you need to sit there and go, oh, it's a new year? Oh, for real? Let me just, you know, like I feel like that's forced in the culture, and I don't think it should be. Like, why would you do that? It's not something good for people, because that can be a really toxic mindset of everybody else is doing it, let me do it too. Because I hate to sound quirky and original, but like, you need to be your own type of person, because you're gonna end up miserable following the crowd. Ew, I just sounded like a teacher, but like, I'm so serious. Like following into like, you know, like the main crowd and everything that's like mainstream, it's like, that's fine, but like, you need to have some originality to your personality. Like, I've talked to people like that, and they just like, they're like, no offense, but they're boring. It's like, just do what you want to do, I guess. I don't know where I went with that. I really don't, because it's crazy how many kids don't have like a personality because they think their entire life bases off their reputation in high school. No, like, I'm like 15, about to turn 16, and I want to say that I've developed a lot since I was like that 7th grader, you know? Like, I just got out of a relationship, and that's like my business, so I'm not gonna, you know, expose my ex, but I am going to say that like, I definitely, I still have a lot of love for him. I hope he's doing fine, you know. I hold anger towards him for how things went down and all that, but like, at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and be like, I hate him, because no. Like, I appreciate the good memories he gave me, and I'm always going to have mad love and respect for him for that point in time. The person he is now is someone different, but the old version of him I will always respect, and I will always have mad love for, and that's just the way it is. As for mental health, I keep coming back to that, and it's like, I don't know, because I don't want to talk about mental health in the culture, because I'm going to sound really ignorant if I do, because I don't want to say I'm uneducated about it, but I don't know what there is to say. Like, everyone is aware of mental health at this point, especially as teenagers, with how many teenagers are diagnosed with like depression or anxiety, or if you're not like diagnosed with it, you like have friends that have that. So like, I don't know, sorry, I was like looking at my hand, whoops. So I don't know, in 2018, at the beginning of summer, or like the end of like freshman year, I got like doctors like diagnosed with depression. Yeah, I did. And I'm not like ashamed to say that, because I feel like a lot of people are, or they're like, yeah, no, I didn't get diagnosed, I'm a self-diagnosis, and like, that's fine, you know, believe what you want, you know yourself better than anybody else, but like, I got professionally diagnosed. No, but I for real did, and I was really unmotivated to do anything, and I don't want to sit here and tell you that I'm like super motivated now, but like, over those many months, my mental health has gone everywhere. Of course, you know, with life, things happen, and your emotions are going to go wherever the events that take you with them. And I don't know, I feel like I'm a lot happier now, and I know how that sounds, okay, but like, I feel like I'm a lot happier now, and I feel like once I went through like the breakup, like all of my friends were like very supportive. They were like 10 out of 10 here for me. I made some new ones actually, which is like super cool. And it's like, it's really cool that something so bad turned into something so positive. And I'm not bitter, and like, I'm not mad. Like, I was at first, like, trust me, but like now with all this like love and support, it's very hard to be mad, and like an atmosphere like that, it's definitely something that gives you positivity and makes you happy. So don't know where I was gonna go with that either, but I thought I would just sit down and be like, I don't know, I was very unhappy for like a long time, and I guess that's kind of why I stopped making videos. I am trying to sound like an actual YouTuber, which I'm not, but I feel like, I don't think I owe you guys? I don't know how this works, but I just thought I would kind of give an explanation as to why I've been absent, why the hype of me talking about, you know, YouTube is kind of going down, because I loved the idea at first, but like, I wasn't in a good mental health state to keep a commitment like that on top of everything else on my plate. However, now that my grades are like all up and it's not exam season and I am, you know, mad happy, like you can expect videos. So that's kind of it, I guess. I don't know how to end this. This is so raw and uncensored. I kind of hate this, but like it is what it is. So I'll see you guys, I don't know, next week in the next video, maybe I should create like a schedule. Alright, Frilla, I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe. Bye.